Okay, take two. I want to start off by saying unity, UNITY, and love to everybody out there, anybody that watches this. But anyway, the topic is gonna be basically, um, the topic is gonna be about something I wanted to say since Mother's Day. And and I saw two things today that I don't know. I'm like, wow, this is something I wanted to talk about. One of the things, I saw somebody was saying how they was letting the medical industry control their life, and the other thing was a post, sweaty and stuff. A post saying, hey, if you shouldn't follow anybody that you don't like or something. That's like a mental illness. And I'm like, wow, these is two things I was gonna talk about after Mother's Day, because I had called my mom to say Happy Mother's Day, and I had found out some things as far as how long she's been on some medication. I'm like, dang, I didn't even know you was taking you know, the medication for that long. And another thing was when we talked, her reactions towards this president, I feel like it's not good. And it's like, oh, you seen what he said, or hey, I don't believe nothing that man say, and it's like a huge emotional attachment to him. And I'm like, I don't even think she's aware how much energy and how this guy affects her life, mainly because of her or the individuals that I see. And I tell my inner circle that I come in contact with, the story that I have, as far as when I did a Uber ride, a lady was in the back seat, and he had a huge pull on her, so she wanted to ask me, hey, so how do you feel about the president? She said his name. And I was like, well, I don't feel about the president. He doesn't really have any effect on what I'm doing. And she was like, what? Uh, you don't care that he's racist? And I was like, I'm from a city, I'm from a town, small town in North Carolina. I guess you're saying he comes off as a wealthy, racist white guy. I'm like, being from where I'm from, old racist white guy is nothing to be surprised about. You know what I'm saying? Whether they all are like that or not, but based on my experience and where I'm from, this is nothing new. And she was like, you gotta, okay, that's a good point. And she went on to say some other things, and I'm like, nope, no effect there either, and I've seen that before. And ultimately it came to me saying to her that the society we have is emotional. Um, Damn, I just noticed I should have went wide view. Okay, but anyway, yeah, the society we got is an emotional society. Therefore, you are a reaction society, and if and I told her, I'm not a reactional. That's not me. And okay, so anyway, we are a emotional reactional society. So they can put forth something in front, understand your reaction, and then boom, you kind of in the middle. So because they know you're emotional or your reaction, they can control you. Basically, being that way makes you easy to be controlled. And I was like, the society needs to be non-reactive and probably more proactive. We do things after we hear something happen. Oh, something happened now, I'm ready to react once it's mainstream. So I can really say this better when I'm talking to somebody, but over the camera, it is what it is. But ultimately, yeah, that was it as far as the whole president thing. And then I saw the post saying, hey, if you following somebody that you don't like, why are you doing it? That's a mental illness. And I'm like, yeah. And so my whole thing is what I've said before, you pay with attention. And I just don't understand why people would give, well, I do understand. They're going to give all the attention to these people because they're not aware of attention energy. And whatever you focus on is, there's a reaction to that. And you should mainly be focusing on yourself. I'm starting to smell my food and I'm cooking. I'm like, dang, I gotta hurry up. So yeah, I was gonna say on that, and then I was gonna say I feel like after I talked to my mom about some things, I'm like, man, I feel like everybody that is like 25 to 40 should ask their parents, hey, you taking medication or something? Or anything, how you been? What pills do you take? And see how long they've been taking those pills. Because you might be surprised. And then go look up what they're taking it for. Because I looked up something and I saw I Google, I'm like, hey, glaucoma. And it'll say like, hey, glaucoma has, is really no cure, but it can be controlled. And I'm like, glaucoma can't be cured. It seems they're saying it's just a lot of pressure in the eyes. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I'm reading this book, Cosmic Science of the Ancient Masters by Hilton Hotima. And he's pretty much speaking on the medical industry, how it's just a play, So yeah, man, if you find out our folks has been on these things way too long, and they are selling our people on this whole thing where you gotta keep coming back to us for years, and they're cool with that. Kind of like a drug dealer mentality is what they'll have. But if you read some of the books, especially by I was doing a homeschool class, and it was like, hey, there was a Islam healer named Ibn Sina, and he was the most famous healer of his time, and this was like 1000 AD or something. And I got a couple of his books, and he speaks on a lot of stuff. But I'm like, yeah, all the Moors, if you look back, they was healing all over in Europe. And it was more of a cure type thing, because they was connecting you back to earth. You was going back, probably like Dr. Sebi say, going back to alkaline type of diet and mentality. You know what I'm saying? This thing is not being a vegetarian, vegan, whatever. It'll bring a certain mindset as well. So yeah, that's it. I smell my food. So yeah, I touched on why I feel like we should not be yeah, I mean, it's a meme now. Everybody, so it's like the guy that posted it, I'm like, that's for you. You the one. I only see you talking about this guy all the time. And it was funny. I saw that he was the one putting out the message. So I was just like, wow, you know, where is people awareness, you know? So yeah, medical industry, give yourself more attention than anybody. You know, oh yeah, I did want to say something about the churches too. Because nobody's going to church. And I'm like, it should tell you that the only holy temple is you. You know what I'm saying? Or wherever you go into, you could possibly make that holy, but you is the only holy temple. And you know, a lot of people is dealing with that. Can they pretty much exist with themselves? You know, I don't really know how to explain it, but a lot of people is seeing who they are, you know. But anyway, that was it. The churches, nobody's going. What does that say about everybody that's been going for all this time? And what it says for me is that, again, attention. You should be focusing on yourself. The real holy temple is you. All right, that's pretty much it. I'm out. Unity and love.